fast radio station.
Sick.
What's up, brother?
Not a whole lot, man.
How are
So
you?
good to see you, dude.
I'm so glad that we made this happen.
I didn't think I was going to be able to.
Is it odd or is it God?
That I'm 2 minutes down the
2 minutes
street.
down the street.
Well, 5
now,
but yeah.
Man, so I was talking 2 weeks ago, or is it a week ago, when I was talking to Stas, and we were talking about you, and like he just name dropped you, and it's like, I don't know what it is, but you have this infectious personality that like whenever people get around you, you just get, like I told Stas, I was like, dude, I get so hyped when I'm around Ryan. Like it's just like I just get full of energy.
Thanks,
and,
man.
And so the whole point of this podcast is to basically, because I felt like when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do as far as like my own entrepreneurism and being myself and going my own direction in life, you played a major part in that, because I remember a couple years ago linking up with you and thinking, just following you around, you know, when you were DJing weddings and that kind of stuff, and just watching you, and it was kind of like an inspiration almost to like find my own thing. And over the time and over the course and watching you on social media and me eventually finding my path, I was like, I want to have an outlet for people who don't know what they want to be, but they want to have access to entrepreneurs and know their story and go from there, you know? So like inspiration type podcasting, and educational. But yeah, so I'm definitely glad that we were able to make this work, and to have you come out and we got it to work.
Thanks for having me on.
Dude, thank you.
Pumped.
I
don't even know what we're doing, but I'm glad to be here. This place is ridiculous.
Yeah,
too.
it's a beautiful home.
Yeah.
So anyways, for the people who don't know, the small hands of people that watch, what is Ryan Layman's business? What does he do?
I mean, the short, simple answer is I DJ, right? That's what I do full time for a living. That's the short answer. The big picture of what I do is, someone had me write down goals, life goals, right? Like write down your life goals. And, I'm sober, obviously, you know that, but, so this was a sponsor who had me do this. And this was very early on in my sobriety. It was, I was like living in a rehab center right out of the homeless shelter. I was maybe 2-3 months sober. And my sponsor said, write down your goals. Like, what do you want long term? In a perfect world. And I'm like, I want a Lamborghini Huracan and I want this and $1 million in the bank and blah, blah, blah. And he tore that shit up, and he said, no, I want you to really think about this. And I did. And I slept on it and I prayed on it. And I ended up writing down, my ultimate goal is I want to be in a position where I'm only doing the things in my life that I want to do, that I choose to do. So I don't want to do anything because I have to do it. I want to do it. I only want to do things that I want to do. So that was my ultimate goal. And so today, I guess the big picture or the long answer to your question is I am trying to connect with as many of God's people as I possibly can and share what I do with them. And hopefully through that, I'm able to leave a positive impact on those people. So that's kind of like the big picture now of what that goal is, right? Like how many people can I reach? How many people can I connect with? How many experiences can I share with people? How many new friends can I make? And so that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment.
So DJing, you said something that you wanted to do for the rest of your life, something that, has DJing always been a part of your life? Is it something, or did you pick it up?
No, so music has always been a part of my life.
Okay.
My mother is huge into music. My mom's 71 years old now. So going back, I'm 43. So as a little kid, it was all of her vinyl, The Police, Pink Floyd, Steely Dan, just all this stuff. All the Vietnam rock, albums, the Beatles, David Bowie, all of these artists, and I loved music as a kid. And when the CD or the compact disc came out, we didn't have a lot of money and stuff growing up. I mean, it was pretty rough, but at the time, boom boxes were crazy expensive. But I got a boom box, I think, from my mom, and my cousin gave me my first 2 CDs. And the first CD was Dr. Dre, The Chronic album. And the second one was the double disc set, Smashing Pumpkins, Melly Kelly, Infinity of Sadness. And I can't tell you how many hours that double disc set and that Chronic album got played on repeat, literally for a year, you know. And I started DJing as an early teen, messing around, never serious. And then in the military, I started running live sounds, started DJing, and then I decided to go on to a crazy path after the military with substance abuse, mental health issues, all that, and I didn't DJ at all.
Okay.
And then when I got sober in 2011, I was looking for this outlet because I'm like a pinball machine is a person, like my head is like a pinball machine, just always in a million directions, and the only 2 things that I have found that can truly calm me down is riding a motorcycle or DJing. Like where I'm just not thinking a million different thoughts and bills and stuff with the family and kids. And, you know, it just shuts me down and I'm able to just be in my zone and do something that I love. So
that's amazing. Yeah. That is it. So music is the passion behind all of it. And you just want to share that passion with
I don't know where the drive to just be consistently doing this as much as I do comes from for as long as I've been doing it at this point. I don't know where that comes from. I'll tell you what I think it is. I think it's, I can go into a nightclub and DJ tonight, or I could go and DJ at an arena or wherever. And the next day, none of those people are going to remember who I am, right? Maybe they had a good time, but a week afterwards, they have forgotten about it. I am very connected to weddings specifically because a wedding, that is the most important day of that couple's lives next to birthing a child together, or giving birth to a child, I should say. So being able to be a part of that and put that together and pull that off and just throw like this banger celebration for them, that's something they're going to remember on their 20th wedding anniversary dinner when they sit down with they're going to be like, oh shit, our wedding, it was fucking crazy, blah, blah, blah. And this guy's spraying champagne and, you know. Yeah. And that's, I think, seeing that and the impact that has on those people is what drives me to continue to do it, you know? I don't know if that makes sense or not, but.
I mean, creating a feeling, creating a moment, creating a memory.
I think it's just that I'm leaving that a positive impact on those people that they're not going to forget. Yeah. Think of it like job satisfaction, right? Like if I worked on Excel spreadsheets all day, for me personally, I wouldn't get any satisfaction out of that. But being there and the family members and thank you so much and that this was incredible. We weren't expecting that. And, you know, that's kind of the motivation to keep doing it because it's new every weekend, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you know, it's new couples that are going to experience this for the first time and they have no clue what it is, you know? Yeah. So
I've been to your weddings, a handful of them, and watched you do your thing, and they're definitely bangers. That's for sure. And people, I see the excitement in the brides and you get the groomsmen all hyped up. That little pre-hype up thing that you do in the beginning with the squirt gun and the champagne and all that. Oh man, I get hyped up and I'm just like, let's get married. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time you ever DJ'd? Like, were you hooked?
The first time I ever DJ'd, so a lot of my inspiration came from a DJ who passed away to a drug overdose. His name was DJ AM. Yeah. And I named my dog
DJ AM.
AM after DJ AM, right? But anyways, seeing him early on was just like, oh my God, how's he doing this? You know, he's like taking these 2 songs, completely different genres, completely different decades, and he's putting them together And I know both of these songs, but I'm hearing this now for the first time. I'm experiencing this for the first time. Like two iconic songs, you know, and I'm like, I want to do that. So I do remember some of the first paid gigs that I had. I would get paid like a $50 bar tab and like a teen or a Coke or something
Yeah.
from this corner bar. The owner died, so it's a different bar now, but it was called Good Time Charlie's in Parma on Snow and
Good
Pearl
Time
Road.
Charlie's.
Yeah, we called it. Can I swear and stuff on
Yeah,
here?
dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so we called it Gutter Slut Chuck's. Its real name was Good Time Charlie's.
Where did that name come from? Just gutter sluts in there?
No, I mean, I don't know. That's just what I called the place,
Yeah.
Gutter Slut Chuck's. And
Is that place still around?
it's a different establishment now.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, it's still a bar today, but I would have all my friends in there and we would party. We were reckless, you
Yeah.
know, so
Wow.
wild. But yeah, so that's how it started.
So started with the DJing, hearing DJ AM, getting inspired a little bit. You said you were in the military too, right?
Yeah. So the story in the nutshell is this, man. I grew up in Parma, right?
Okay.
I have one older sibling, divorced household, so single mom. And I was never into school. Like I said, I've always been very ADD, all over the place, very hard to calm my mind. Ended up dropping out of school. The highest grade of education that I actually have is an 8th grade education. And dropped out, got my GED, joined the military, and went into the military at 17 years old. Spent in total around 10 years in the military between the National Guard and active duty, and then I got called back in through the IRR. Worked with a couple reserve units for a little bit of time, but in that time, through that service, after the military, I had a lot of issues show up. Mental health issues, substance abuse issues, and I was out of control. Eventually, I became a heroin addict, ended up in a homeless shelter, tried everything, you know, Center for PTSD, inpatient programs, cognitive therapy inpatient programs, Suboxone programs, methadone clinics, outpatient treatment centers, could not stay sober. And then I ended up going to this place called Stella Maris. And I stayed there. I completed their program. And then from there, I moved into a sober living house. I lived in that sober living house for almost a year. And then, you know, things kind of took off. And since I got sober in 2011, like for me, where DJing really started for me was in the summer of 2012 at a sober coffee shop, which I believe is still there, but it was called the Java Grind at the time on Lorraine Road in 98,
104th.
Yeah, 104th in Lorraine. Yeah.
I think it is still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, it definitely still is there because I've definitely ridden down Lorraine recently and seen that place there.
So my home group, this AA meeting, it was a midnight meeting on Saturdays, and it was called Saturday Night Sin, and Sin stood for strength in numbers. And what I would do is I would DJ at this place before the meeting, go upstairs to my home group at midnight, and then after it let out at 1, I would DJ there until like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. We'd have like a bunch of, you know, 21 to 30-year-old people trying to get sober.
Yeah.
All of us were newly sober. So we had nowhere to go, nothing to do, no responsibilities. Like the whole goal was don't stick needles in your arms, right? And if you did that, you were winning. So no one cared about jobs or, you know, having a family or homes. It was like, you know, early on in sobriety, it was like, don't do drugs. So,
anything but.
Yeah, so I would stay there and DJ. And so they started calling me DJ Sin. And that's kind of like where the whole thing started from.
Strength in numbers.
Yeah, strength in numbers. Fuck yeah. I don't
That's
go by
I love
that
that
anymore, but
that's
yeah,
a great
that's
story
kind
on
of,
how you got that name.
Yeah, that's kind of how it happened. And then we started like getting crowds to show up there, and that was good. And then I started doing the downtown circuit and all that. And then weddings was a very natural transition. And I did a wedding, and it was like I've always loved DJing, but when I did my first wedding, I was like, this is it. Like the light bulb went off. Like this is what I'm gonna do.
What were you doing? Were you just DJing? Like,
No,
how were you
so-
making a living?
So when I first got sober, I got a job cleaning tanning beds
Okay.
for like minimum wage, like wiping ball sweat off of tanning beds. That
Yeah.
was my job. But this guy gave me a shot. And this guy today is he's still in my life today. As a matter of fact, I just DJ'd his wedding a few years ago. He owns the biggest chain of tanning salons that there is. But he saw something in me, and I worked my way up into management with his company. And then from there, I ended up working in data recovery and digital forensics. And then the DJing just started paying way more than my day job was at the time. So I kind of quit,
Jump ship.
the day job. And yeah.
What was that day like when you were like the day you woke up knowing that you were going to
I got to
quit?
give a shout out to my boy. He's one of my best friends.
Shout
He's
him
my
out.
A1. His name is Stas, right? So I meet this fucking character. I don't want to blow his anonymity, but I really don't give a fuck. Fuck him. So anyways.
He got you here today, so.
Yeah, true. Shout out Stas. But so I meet this dude at a meeting. He's trying to get sober. He's a train wreck. Like he pulls up drunk in like some Mercedes or something. He's this Russian dude. And just total, like, I hate to stereotype, but he is the stereotype, right? So he's not anymore. I mean, we're all older and stuff. This is going back, a while. But anyways, him and I hit it off, right? So we end up becoming good friends, and he gets me into digital forensics with one of his buddies. And so I was working that job. And then once DJ started growing, I was so scared to stop working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Stas was like, dude, what the fuck are you scared about? He's like, think about it. He's like, if you go out and do this, in a worst case scenario, the absolute worst case scenario is you end up back where you're at right now, working a day job. And he's like, and you always have a place to go. That job will always take you back. He's like, so just do it.
Yeah.
He's like, and if it doesn't work, you can always go back to it. And that really helped ease my mind, because it was a year-long game, dude. It was a year-long mental battle of what am I going to do? And Stas really gave me that inspiration. He put things into perspective,
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Wow. So having that support around you and Stas and just like basically just your biggest fan, like go for it.
Well, it's not even that he was my biggest fan. It was that he made me realize that if I went out and did it and failed, I'm going to end up back at my day job. So really there was no risk. I'm already at my day job.
Right.
So if the worst case scenario is I end up back here, there's really nothing to have fear about. So I went out and did it, and it's been working. And
do you remember the day you quit?
it wasn't an exact day, because the pandemic kind of fucked things up too.
Oh, okay.
Right? So like when the pandemic hit, obviously I couldn't go out and DJ. So I was actually working with Stas.
You were live
during that
DJing
time.
on Facebook, I remember.
Yeah, I was doing like
You were
virtual
doing, like, free
proms
shows?
and,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I did.
I remember
I
watching
did a
you.
drive-by
Yeah.
graduation at Blossom, like over the radio, and like all the kids had to be in their cars tuned into like whatever fucking radio station I was on. Like they drive in front of the Blossom stage, and like someone would like pass them their diploma through a fucking window.
COVID.
Dude, can you believe that we live that way?
It doesn't seem real. It really doesn't.
It doesn't, dude.
Because I do remember sitting and watching you DJ live in your office.
Yeah, virtual proms.
Yeah.
Like where kids would tune in and they'd just be like in their bedroom in a prom dress dancing alone. Like it was
I don't think I was at that one, but I remember you were like
I
Facebook
would DJ
live.
live.
Yeah.
But I was doing
Something to do
for
because we
schools.
couldn't do anything else.
Schools were hiring me to do virtual proms.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man. It was crazy. My kid, went through that shit, and like going to school on a computer, it's just wild. Crazy.
So the transition really wasn't your typical, like, I'm done, see ya.
Yeah, because it was like all through that COVID period and stuff, you know what I mean? So like before COVID, and then I started working with Stas during COVID because my money stopped. Like no one's booking a fucking
Yeah.
wedding, in 2020.
Yeah. Oh man, that's scary.
And my office was right across from Stas's office. I had an office right across from him. So it kind of worked out perfect, Like I was working with him. Originally it was Stas was like, bro, rent an office in my building. There's one across the hall. So I rented it. And he's like, and when you're not working, he's like, help me out over here at my office part time, So I'd like be in Stas's office, like talking to veterans about, refining their VA loan. And then I'd just pop across the hall and meet a wedding client. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it was kind of like that for a little bit. I moved out of there. So did Stas. Place was a shithole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you made the jump, and dude, tell me about your first year. Did you have a vision, or you just kind of just like throwing it up to God and
The
saying,
vision
hey?
was I had a number in my mind. The goal was never to like make a ton of money or anything like that. The goal was I love doing this. So if I can pay my bills and put clothes on my back and be able to do just this, like that was fucking winning in my eyes at that time, like that was the goal, just to be able to do it, to not have to go to a job and not have to work for the man and sit in some fucking office or whatever, or dig holes or whatever the job is, right? So that was kind of the goal the first year, like let me just be able to live and keep the same lifestyle that I had at the time, except have all of that income be generated through DJing. So it wasn't a crazy amount of money. I think I made at that time probably around $80,000 or $100,000 or something like that. So enough to live, and not be poor.
Take care of the kid,
right,
the family.
Right. Yeah, I'm able to like pay my child support and cell phone and, have a house and all that. So
wow. So when did for the people that don't know, the name of the business, your name of your DJing company?
The name of the DJing company is called Ohio DJ Pros, and how that name came about was I understood that if I wanted to dominate in this industry, nobody knocks on my office door and is like, hey, I need a wedding DJ. Okay. Everybody finds me on the internet. So what I did is I started looking at Google Analytics and keywords and what would hit hard. So I used the word Ohio specifically, DJ, because people are typing that in, and then pros, Ohio DJ professionals or whatever, right? So someone would search like wedding DJ Ohio or best wedding DJs,
Okay.
So the name was created off of how am I going to be relevant online? How am I going to rank on Google organically? So,
how did you think of that? Forward thinking. Is that just something you noticed? Like, oh, Google Analytics, and like I should probably...
Well, it was something I was thinking about, like, how am I going to get business, right?
Yeah.
Like, where are these people going to come from? And early on...
So you saw it as a problem, like, immediately? Like, nobody's knocking on my door?
Immediately. Yeah, I knew... At that time, I was only getting, like, referrals. I'd do a wedding, and someone was there and like, bro, you crushed it, or bridesmaid or whatever. I'm getting married next year. Cool, hit me up, So it was kind of like that, but when it came time to like file for an LLC and establish a business and get a website and a business line of credit and all that shit, I was just kind of looking at how are people going to find this, and no one's just going to drive to the office and walk through the door. And nobody ever has, in almost 15 years, not a single person has showed up and been like, hey, I need a DJ. How does it work?
Yeah.
Never once. So
you saw a problem and you just immediately just found a solution for, or maybe not immediately, but you looked for the solution in order to bring more business.
I was looking at names and what it should be called. And a lot of people will be like, so-and-so entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Well, no bride is like typing entertainment, you know, unless they're looking for like a band or something maybe, but...
Professional DJs in Ohio.
Right.
That's slick.
Right. And then we just embedded, I don't want to say a bunch of shit on here because it's going to be on my social media. I don't want my competitors to know exactly how I do it.
All right, no
but
more insider
I
information.
rank in the top 3 on Google organically.
Nice.
So,
so what the first year, things are going well.
yeah.
Figuring out little tips of the trade. What were you averaging as far as like weddings go?
I mean, at that time I was probably charging, clients are going to hate hearing this.
No, I'm not talking about pricing.
No. But I was probably charging around like $2,000 a wedding at the time. And I was probably doing like 30, 40 weddings in that first. I couldn't tell you what it is because I don't know, but I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 25 and 50 weddings that first year. It had to be more than 25 because I probably made a little more money than 50,000, but you know, whatever it was.
Yeah.
The company at that point had already existed for a few years, right?
Okay.
So originally I had a business partner when I was working at DJ.
Okay.
We started it together, lose, just money.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very slow burn. I knew it was going to be a slow burn. I was arrogant. I was writing handwritten letters, sending them out to the biggest entertainment companies in Cleveland. My goal is to put you out of business in 5 years and just straight crazy shit. But
what was the purpose behind that?
Motivation.
Oh, just like you like that competition or that.
Dude, no, I just knew it was going to blow up. I did. I never doubted it for a second. I knew it was going to be good. I knew it from day one. I'm like, there's a way to do this. I was in clubs DJing for $100 a night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or a teen or whatever before I got sober. Weddings, I'm like, if I can get $2,000 a wedding and do one on Friday and one on Saturday, that's $4,000 a week.
Yeah.
$16,000 a month. I can eat great on $16,000 a month, right? And then after I did a dozen weddings, I'm like, if I can do a dozen weddings, I can do 24 weddings. And once I started doing 24 weddings, I'm like, I know I could do 3 weddings in a year. It's only 12 more in 1 year. It's only 1 more wedding per month. Right?
Yeah.
And then and I still say the same thing today, we can do X amount in a year as a company. So
okay, so now you're taking on all of these weddings. What was, or because I know you have a team with you now. Did you reach a point? Because you had said something when we were talking before we started doing this. You said something about it's not me, man. It's my team. Like I'm just a DJ.
100%.
I'm just a DJ.
100%.
Expand on that because I've noticed with every episode I'm doing, every business person is saying that. It's the people around me. It's the community. It's other businesses. We're all helping each other and we're thriving.
It is. And here's what I can tell you. I'm not a business person, as I mentioned. I have an 8th grade education, right? I knew that going into this, that the odds were stacked against me with an 8th grade education of running a successful business. I have no education. I have no business background whatsoever. I love DJing. So once the team came into place and I started hiring, management people, back-end people, event planners, other DJs, I understood very early on that I don't want to do any of that shit, number one. I don't want to do the business side of stuff. I don't want to plan out weddings and have 100 brides calling me and, Stacy's no longer in the wedding party and we're changing our first dance song for the 5th time. I don't want that. I want to show up and DJ. That's what I love doing.
Yeah.
So I knew for this to work and for this to grow, there needs to be people that feel about business how I feel about DJing, and I need to get those people on my team and let them do their job without micromanaging them. It's still my company. I'm not their boss though, I'm more of like the quarterback, if you will, on the team. But at the end of the day, I work for the company like I'm one of our company's DJs. I do the same exact thing. As a matter of fact, from the DJing side of things, I pay myself pretty close to the exact wage that we pay one of our team's DJs to go out and do an event. So,
do you remember the first person you hired?
I do.
What was that for?
It was for management.
Okay.
So we have 30 couples. We have 30 weddings this year. We need to know a lot of specifics. Are your parents married, divorced, deceased, separated? What's your first dance song? What song are you coming down the aisle to? How many seconds into that song do you want the doors to open to? Who's giving the welcome speech? Are you doing a blessing of the food? What song are you cutting your cake to? There's a lot that goes into a wedding. There's a ton of formalities, right? So I didn't want to spend my time figuring out all those formalities for 30 weddings.
Yeah.
So I hired somebody to do that. And back then we had like
another problem.
Yeah. We had no CRM though. Like there was no database. There was no app on our client's phone. It was like the shit was done over the phone with the person like writing down what the first dance song was, a lot of work.
So is it, I'm noticing a little pattern here. Is it noticing a problem and finding a solution, or is it noticing this is something I can streamline or make better? Let me to relieve some pressure off of self. Or is it a little bit of
That's
both?
a really good question. And I believe the answer is a little bit of both. I believe it starts all business. Any company that exists today that will turn a profit, the only thing that they are doing is providing a solution to a problem. That's it. So if you can figure out what someone's problems are in whatever industry you're involved with, that's the business. Once you can prove that model, the next goal should be to scale it, right? So, okay, I'm out doing 80 weddings a year. How do I get 10 more of me to be out doing 80 weddings a year? And that's where the team starts to come in place, because now it's a lot bigger of a picture. There's a lot more management. There's a lot more back end. Now you need sales guys to sell the wedding, because there's no way one person's doing all that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it starts out as the problem. That's it. And it should never be my problem I'm trying to solve. I'm trying to solve someone else's problems. And through me trying to solve the client's problems, I'm going to develop a ton of problems on my own that I need to figure out, right? In order to help that client. But yeah, I think that's every business though. I don't think that's something unique to me.
Yeah.
I
mean, it definitely sounds like.
But I learned a lot through doing this. Like, if I had to start over again tomorrow, I think that I would be able to, if everything crashed and burned tomorrow, not even with weddings, just with starting a company, I think it would take me a year to be right back where I'm at currently with something brand new, completely different industry. Because it's all the same.
Yeah.
It's just a different service you're selling or product you're selling. That's it. That's the only thing that changes.
How many years have you been in the business now? Officially?
So officially, legally on paper, we were established in 2012.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, still very, I guess you would consider that like a newer company.
Yeah. 2012, it's 2026. What is that? 14 years, 16 years. Like I said, I have a terrible education.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think, 13, 14 years.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So you're scaling, you're growing. You do have a unique business model for your industry. Do you mind talking about that, or is that something you want to keep on the wraps?
I don't mind talking about it. I obviously don't want to give away trade secrets, but I'm more than happy to talk about what we do. And what we do is I
mean, there's only going to be like 7 people that hear this. So,
right.
I'm still new in this business, so you're good.
No. There's basically, and I didn't reinvent the wheel, right? Like we're showing up and playing music ultimately is what we're doing. Everything that was custom built around our client. And there's other companies that do that too. So yeah, it's custom tailored weddings built around our clients. The biggest difference between us and the majority of my competitors, not all of them, but the majority, is that we employ actual DJs. Here's the thing with DJing. I met your mother today.
Yeah.
She was holding her RN badge, came in her scrubs. Your mom's a nurse. I can't go out and say I'm an RN nurse, because in order to become an RN nurse, you have to go to college, you got to get a degree, you got to take state boards, blah, 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 blah. With a DJ, you could be like, I'm a DJ. And there's nothing, you don't get a certificate or a degree to be a DJ. So there's a lot of bullshit in our industry. So when I say be a real DJ, that means somebody who actually knows and understands music, who can read a very diverse room with anywhere from children to senior citizens in it and know exactly what to play to keep all of those people engaged.
Okay.
So somebody who's actually a master at it, right? Like I could say I'm an artist and draw a stick figure, you know? That doesn't mean I'm a good artist.
There's more than just they're playing some music.
Sure. There's a lot more that goes into it. And 99% of it's planning, man. It's all planning, you know? If it's planned right, the execution's the easiest part of the entire process. Like what I do, showing up and DJing, it's the easiest part of the whole entire process. Simple. I could do it in my sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so the business model. Sorry.
Yeah.
So where did you left off with
you know, I was just kind of talking a little bit about
the hiring of the D.
Right.
So you have guys that work with you.
Yeah. So we have DJs, right?
Okay.
So we can go out and run, you know, 30 weddings in a weekend or whatever it may be, 40 weddings in a weekend. And yeah.
Yeah, I because we went through you, me and my wife went through you to DJ our wedding, and it felt like it was very personable, very catered to.
Yes.
Like it was a unique experience.
Oh yeah, dude, that's right.
Yeah,
You're an
dude,
Ohio DJ Pros client,
yes,
bro.
you know, a little former action, you know.
Yeah.
But it was very,
dude, I forgot all about that. That's wild.
I mean, you probably have DJed hundreds and hundreds since then, but I mean, it's been 2 years,
Yeah.
3 years since we met and first talked about it, but it was very, it wasn't just I need a DJ show up at this date. It was an experience. Like I felt like you guys gave us an experience to remember. I remember the first day we walked into your office and like you sat us down and like you asked like a bunch of questions and like basically catered a package just to us. And then like you found the DJ that you thought would fit us best. And he did. He was great. He was awesome. And
that's it right there. What we were just talking about. You and Angelica came in with the problem, right? We're getting married. We don't want our wedding to be a dumpster fire. We want somebody that's going to show up, that looks the part, fits the bill, and is going to do exactly what we want. And then you talked about the experience of it. So all we're giving you is that experience to the problem that you and Angelica were having, right?
Yeah.
All we're doing is providing a solution to the problem. No one's hiring me necessarily because of my crab scratches, right?
Yeah.
Like the average couple getting married, they don't even know what the fuck that means, right?
I've never heard of a crab scratch until right now.
Right. So they're hiring us as an insurance policy. Our client has a shitload of money invested into this day, and they hire us to protect it and to guarantee the outcome that all this money that they're dumping into this, that it's going to turn out great.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And it was along the way too. Like it wasn't even just the day we met with you and then the day we got married. There was
there's
conversations
meetings and planning and
you guys would reach out to us and it did. I know I can speak for myself and probably Angelica that we never worried not once about our DJ.
Right.
Not that he was going to show up or anything like that. We didn't have any fears about that.
Right.
So, it was definitely a very
and that's what we get paid to do.
Yeah.
Our clients have enough stress already. They're paying us all this money. We should be taking that stress away.
Yeah.
At least what pertains to us and what we have control over, right? Which
Yeah.
would be all of that: sound, lighting, showing up, day of, coordinating, getting you guys through the day, and trying to maximize your time with your wife so that you guys can enjoy that time with friends and family, right? So that's something also that we're trying to be mindful of throughout the day.
Yeah, it was highly recommended. And I know we're not the only people who have used you. I know friends of ours. We've
Yes.
all used you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So how has the wedding industry, as being a DJ, it seems like is it changing with
It is.
It is?
Everything's fluid, man, in life, and everything changes.
Okay.
Nothing's stagnant, right?
I say this because I notice every year I look forward to wedding season. Reason being, you always come out with some off the wall, crazy cool shit
Yeah.
for your DJ
I try
booth.
to. Yeah.
And it is like futuristic, and you're always evolving. You're not staying stagnant.
Well, here's how. So I'm forced to do that
Okay.
by our clients. And the reason why is I'm going to give you the business answer and then I'm going to tell you how I really feel.
I love it.
The true answer is weddings are becoming more and more important.
Yeah.
People are spending more and more money. And so the wedding scene is growing. Couple wise, less couples are getting married, I think, overall in the United States. However, our business is growing. So I can look at those numbers, but they don't pertain to us. How I really feel about it is I think social media and TV is slowly ruining the wedding industry.
Ooh.
For the clients, for the people getting married. Because now, when I first started this, just back in 2012, not that long ago, your wedding was about you get to marry your best friend and then party and get drunk and fucking do whatever, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, this person did that, and this person had alpacas walking around the reception with beers strapped to them, and
Has that happened?
bro, all kinds of shit happens. But it's just like, this bride was a bridesmaid in Becky's wedding last year, and she did this, so she has to outshine Becky. And it's more of like this poor fucking guy being like paraded around through like this circus, essentially. You know what I mean? And I think that true, and this isn't everybody, I'm just saying like overall, right? I think that I notice clients worrying too much about small details that are a huge deal to them in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time 10 p.m. runs around, when it's a fucking banger on the dance floor and everybody's drunk and going to the music and we pulled everything off,
Yeah.
that bride is not worrying about how the bows were tied on those chair covers, right?
Mm-mm.
She was so worried about that at 11 a.m. though, you know what I mean? And the centerpiece is crooked and the bow's tied wrong, and like no one's leaving that wedding like, Sarah, did you see the chair covers at this wedding? Oh my, like no one says that shit.
Yeah.
My meal, the food doesn't even have to be phenomenal. It just needs to be good enough so that it's not memorable. It could be memorable in a good way, but you don't want it memorable in a bad way. Like, I can't tell you what the fuck I ate for dinner 4 nights ago. Like, so why am I going to care about that? However, food is up there, right? If you care about photos and video, photo and video is up there. Most people are going to remember the experience, and that's what we're trying to create. We want everyone leaving that wedding like, holy fuck, I have never been to a wedding like that. And that's the goal.
Yeah, so the bar just seems continuously getting set higher and
It gets
higher.
set higher and higher and higher, which forces us to do like
Match it.
stuff with equipment and this and that and be the first with this. And, you know, I don't want to go out and spend all the money on that shit. I think the booth I got now is fine, you know?
But your booth, it's almost like it's like a grand reveal. Like, move that bus. Move that bus. Let's see that DJ booth. That thing's sick. They're artworks every single time. And I know some of the guys who have helped you with those artwork,
Yeah.
pieces of art, and they're just, oh my God, they're immaculate.
And it's a lot of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you build something from the ground, there's like engineering and CAD design and this and manufacturing and,
Put like a TV, a big, massive
yeah.
TV in there, and it's, yeah, that was some slick shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Um, so so it's not, can we talk about your other ventures besides not weddings? Your other DJing ventures? The big one you had last week?
Yeah, dude, we could talk about anything. Man.
Yeah. You're doing stadiums now, bro.
Dude, that's wild.
Stadiums.
Yeah.
When you were so humble about it last week when I was talking to you on the phone. You were like, I'm on my way to going to DJ with Jelly Roll and Post Malone. And you're so motto-toned about it. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, that is the coolest thing ever. Like,
yeah.
you're up there now. And like, what was that? Like, what you like? Tell
So-
me about that experience.
Yeah. So
How did
I'll
that
tell
come
you about
about?
the experience.
How did it come about?
So first of all, I'm doing the pre-parties at these concerts,
Okay.
right? So I'm not like on stage with Post Malone DJing. This
Okay.
is all before they come out, right?
Yeah.
So like people are coming into the stadium. How it came about is, and again, I can't get into names and stuff like that, but I have some contacts where these contacts started giving me small opportunities. Again, this is a very slow burn. We're going back almost 10 years.
Okay.
Started giving me little opportunities, and those opportunities have progressed and progressed and progressed and gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And I can't say a lot right now, but they're about to get very big. So
I'm so excited for you.
thanks, man. But
I'm so excited. So what was it? What was that like last week?
awesome.
I mean,
So this wasn't the first one that I've done for a big name artist.
yeah, because you also did Luke. No, what was the country singer you
I
just
did Morgan Wallen,
Morgan Wallen.
last year, and then I did Zach Bryan this
Zach Bryan.
year.
That's who it was.
So this was like my third time doing this.
Okay.
These pre-parties, and they're fun, man. I mean, it's fun. I get to do what I want, which is different than a wedding, right? Because at a
Mhm.
wedding, it's the client's heavily involved. Well, in this situation, it's like you show up and do you. So that's fun when can just be myself. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't have to be this like character, or be this guy in a fancy suit, and I could
You're
just
DJ
have,
Sin.
like,
Are you
almost.
DJ Sin?
I don't go by that anymore. I just go by Ryan Layman. But
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right. All right.
But I'm me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm me at a wedding too.
Yeah.
But it's different because there's always these thoughts in my head,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, can I go here? Like, what's her aunt gonna think or her grandma gonna think? Like, if I take them here, where, showing up to a Jelly Roll concert, you could fucking do whatever, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like, no one's gonna give a shit, right? So that's fun. It gives me an opportunity to be creative, try new shit, kind of see how people react to different things. And I love it all, man. It's amazing experiences. All of
Yeah.
it is, truly. And I don't take any of it for granted at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all blessing. And, when I was first telling my family I'm going to DJ, and quit my day job, and they're like, dude, what the fuck,
Yeah.
to something like last week, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
DJing in itself, the way you just kind of described it at the stadium, it sounded like an art. Like it's your art. It's your
100%. DJing is art.
Yeah.
It's 1000% art. There is no difference between a graphic designer, a musician, a DJ, a painter, or a carpenter, right? Or an architect. It's all art, right? There's just different ways to express it. And I'm expressing it through mixing music, creating a vibe, and taking this vibe and trying to take a group of people and bring them together and we all get to share this experience, myself included, for the first time, because every time it's unique. It's never every same exact song in the exact same order. Even if it was all the same songs and you go through 200-300 songs, there's no way you'd be able to play those in the exact same order. So it's like this new thing every time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With a new group of people. And it's an energy, it's give and take. Like, I feed off of the room that I'm performing for. When they go crazy, and it's so true, that makes me go crazy.
Yeah.
And then I'm able to give them more.
Do DJs have like styles, or quote unquote like a like this
100%.
DJ has a certain style?
100%.
What would you call your style? Like, for you just being you?
I am very much like DJ AM, who we were talking about earlier. And DJ AM was what's referred to as an open format DJ, meaning he's not a hip hop DJ. He's not an EDM DJ or like a minimal tech house guy or a dubstep guy or whatever. He's just playing fucking whatever. And I'll do that. You know, I was mixing big timers from the fucking early 2000s with yacht rock at this golf outing yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's both very iconic songs, you know, that I was mixing, but I was using the hooks from Still Fly, you know, Can't Pay My Rent. And I was like mixing it with like America or something, you know. So
well, that's cool. I never really...
So my style's open format for sure. I cover a lot of genres, a lot of decades, and I like to play a lot of shit that people forgot about. That when they hear it, they're like, fuck this song. They know it, but they just totally forgot about it. You know what I mean?
What's something you played recently that's like, oh, I forgot about that one? Did you just started bringing back into the mix?
Probably like Big Timers in America. What I just said, like
Big Timers.
You know, just like, I mean, there's so much just random stuff. You know, I asked one of the guys at this golf outing yesterday, he was walking up to the tee box. I'm like, I got to give you a walkout song. I'm going to fucking announce you and this and that. He was laughing. I'm like, what's your walkout song? He's like, Dire Straits. I'm like, Money for Nothing, right? He's like, yes. I'm like, dude, who the fuck even thinks of that song? You know what I mean? Yeah. You know it.
I know it.
But when's the last time you actually thought about it, right? Forever, I'm sure. But
that's cool. Making it nostalgic.
Yeah.
So it doesn't... Man, so many cool things you're talking about here. What does the future look like for Ryan Layman and his DJing?
I'll always DJ.
Yeah.
I think is, even if people stopped hiring me, it's something I would do at home in front of my dogs. You know, it's something that I love doing. So I think I'll always be a DJ at heart. But as far as the future goes, you know, the goal is to.
Do you set goals?
What's that?
Do you set goals? Like,
1,000%, 100%. We have goals, or I have goals, I should say. But the goal now is.
So you still do what was told you of day one. Write out your goals.
I don't know if I necessarily will like sit down and write them down.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you have like your goals.
I have goals like for by end of year this year, this is our goals to do X, Y, and Z as a company. In 5 years, I want to get here. How are we going to bridge this gap year by year? It's like a ladder, right? And the goal is to get to the top of that ladder. But the only way to get to that top is you can't just jump right up to the top. You have to go one run at a time. So the years would be like those runs, right? To ultimately achieve a goal. And on a personal level, I feel that I could die tomorrow and I would be completely content. I'd be like, yes, I did everything that I've wanted to do. However, it's not about me anymore because there is a team involved. So I look at the company like we're a pizza.
Yeah.
And each team member is a slice. My job is to take that pizza from like a small and turn it into an extra large. That way everyone's slice gets bigger. So now it's about making sure the team is good, you know, that the team is financially well, that the team is happy, that our company goes in a direction which is going to secure them opportunity. It's either that or I fucking sell it, take the money and start something else, which I don't see myself doing that. So
Yeah.
there's been thoughts, there's been talks, there's been offers.
Yeah.
But I have no interest in that,
Yeah.
as long as the team is there and interested in it, I want to keep it there. I want Ohio DJ Pros to be a space for DJs where they can exist without egos. My industry is very egotistical. DJs are some of the most egotistical people you'll meet. And I think that's natural given what we do. They're performers, they're showmen. It's look at me, But DJs have always guarded everything. Everything's been just like about me. And so I wanted something that's like us as a group, which the group of DJs, it's my friends, you know what I mean? And like, here's a place we have where we have opportunity, where we can grow together and thrive together and do more together and share information with each other. And so, yeah, the goal is just to continue pushing that, really, So
Just continue to grow and scale.
yeah, scale the business up. I myself will probably start scaling down sooner than later with the amount of events that I'm taking on, because I'm doing a lot.
Yeah.
I'm doing about somewhere close probably to 100 weddings a year, and then X amount of public performances per year. And that's a lot, dude.
Sounds like a lot, man.
It is.
Wow. That's amazing. It is truly amazing to hear like your story and what you were started at and where you are today. And then this sounded like the whole core and the whole theme of your business is to ensure that other people are taken care of before you, whether it's with the clients, that they have the best
100%.
experience possible, the employees that they're taken care of, and how can we make their piece of the pie bigger. And your personal self is that you just want to keep DJing so that all of these other things can be taken care of, but you still can just spin some records.
I'm a servant is what I am. Not only to serve God and his people, but I'm not there about me. DJing isn't about me. It's about giving these people an experience, right?
Yeah.
And I am a servant to that room, to that bride and groom, to that backyard party, to that stadium, right? Like, I am there as a servant to those people. And I think that with your podcast and what you're doing, the one thing I wanted to say that I didn't get to say, and I know I've been rambling a lot, but
that's the whole point.
I think I want someone who's watching this, who's trying to figure out where to go. And this is what I tell my son. It doesn't matter what you do in life, as long as you love what you do. So my advice would be figure out what you love to do. And if you can figure that out, you're already winning, because we live in America. It's capitalism. You could be obsessed with cleaning out porta potties and become a multimillionaire from doing that. Literally. Only in America can you throw a fucking 3-pointer and make hundreds of millions of dollars. You know what I mean? And so LeBron loves basketball is my point, right? He's obsessed with it. He found out what he loves. Tiger Woods is obsessed with hitting golf balls. I'm obsessed with DJing, and I'm not looking to be famous on some stage and drop fucking albums and do all that shit. Like, I just want to DJ, man.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean? I don't want fame. I don't want fucking any of that. I'm an introverted person, like I'm a loner. I like being alone, but, I think people watching this definitely need to figure out what they love. And if it's not immoral or illegal, you can pursue that. And from a financial standpoint, if that's your goal, is to make a ton of money, you can make a ton of money doing it. People literally, I'm the definition of the person who shouldn't have made it. The kid with an 8th grade education who said he's going to become a DJ in his 20s. And it ended up changing my life, man. The experiences I've had, the people I met. And then from a financial standpoint, you know what I mean? That's definitely a part of it. It definitely changed my life for the better, you know? and my family's life. And yeah, man, I'm very grateful for it. I'm very grateful for DJing, and I love doing it, you know. So
And if somebody wanted to be a DJ, what's the best place to start?
call me first. No.
Call them. Call
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, we need DJs. No,
Do you really?
we always need DJs.
Do
Yeah.
you guys like offer like mentorship, like type situations?
That's kind of how it starts.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're like an
'Cause
education based thing too.
Somebody could already be a DJ, but most people, I think, you know, they're like bedroom DJs, right? They'll like
Mhm.
go to Guitar Center and spend a couple grand and get some shit and be like, oh my God, I like doing this. And that's kind of where we're looking to snag them up, you know, when they're in that phase.
Yeah. So wow. So you can just start from the bottom, and you're gonna.
They could start out as assistants, right? Like they
Yeah.
could go out with DJs, assist them, learn the gear, setups, breakdowns, troubleshooting, blah, 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 the flow of what we do, how it all works. And, you know, they go through a year or two of that while DJing at home in their bedroom and learning that. And then they come into work on Friday, and that assistant's now talking to the DJ. Hey, I tried this transition. I fucked it all up. You did it. What did you do? Why am I fucking it up? Watch me fuck it up. And then the DJ's teach, oh, you know, you did this or you did that. And then they learn. And once they learn, now we can send them out as DJs. And when you get sent out as a DJ, that's where you're making money, like real money.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I had no idea you guys offered that to like want to help other DJs to become better at their craft. And
I would love that, man. I would love, even the people who are DJs, it's not like you become a DJ and then you just stop growing as a DJ.
Mhm.
Like we were talking about earlier, everything in life is fluid, right? So just even the people that we have on our team that are DJs, just watching them grow and like going on social media, and one of our DJs is opening up for this famous DJ at Forward or wherever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's awesome, man. It's very satisfying to see that. There's a lot of love there. One of our DJs was just on a podcast last week talking about me, you know, and like
Mhm.
I gave him an opportunity, and like that shit's awesome to see, man. It's just we have this community, you know, and it's sacred in a sense, you know. So
I love it, man. Building people up, building
Yeah.
people up, and just watching them grow.
yeah,
That's awesome, man.
and that's it.
I think that's a great place to end right there, honestly.
Yeah,
With like everything that was said, that's definitely the best note to end it on.
dude, I
right there.
apologize for rambling. I was hoping
Dude,
to have
you-
more of a
it's
two-way
not-
conversation.
No, it's not about me. I don't want it to ever be about me. I want it to be about the people I'm interviewing, the people I'm talking to, so that people who were in my position that don't have any direction, I'd like to give them to people, and they can say, I might like what he does, or I might like what she does, or maybe I want to do whatever. But like, there's entrepreneurs out there, and I want to talk to all of them,
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
and then someone who can listen.
It's
to it.
interesting.
So,
For sure, man. Thank
Yeah.
you so much,
All right,
bro.
brother.
I
Thank you so
appreciate you,
much.
man.
all right,
This place is dope.
man. Thanks.
Yeah, have a good one.
The fast